What's up, divas, and what's up, divas? Of course, it's Wednesday, and it is time for Real Talk Wednesday with your girl, April. So before we even get started, in case you're wondering about this hair that I'm rocking, it's actually a unit that I just created. First time ever doing balayage highlights with ombre at the bottom, and it came out pretty okay. I'll be posting a video for this soon. The hair is Indian Virgin hair from herimports.com. I'll also be hosting a giveaway with them as well, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So enough about the rambling. I'm going to go on and let's get into this. Alright, ladies, so I'm rocking my new t-shirt from Walmart, which is Wonder Woman. I am a huge Wonder Woman fan, so in case you guys are wondering where the shirt came from, it's actually from Walmart. I just picked it up yesterday, and it is Wonder Woman, and it was $8, $7.98. So yeah, so let's get into the actual video. Am I just his fuck buddy? So this is the topic, okay? And we're gonna call her Nicole. Hi April, my name is Nicole, and I'm sure you get so many emails and stories every day, but I just wanted to share my story with you and possibly get some advice for someone with more experience. I'm 19 and a college student. Throughout my high school years, I dated 3 guys. My sophomore year was the year that I was head over heels for a guy, and we ended up dating all the way until Christmas of 2014. Shortly after that, we started arguing and fighting over what seemed to be nothing, and it seemed like he was starting to care less and I was over it. During this time, it was as if God or someone could feel my struggle and helped me out. Randomly, I got a message from the first guy I had ever had real feelings for. Me and him met back in 2010 and dated off and on for a year. Then I guess we just moved on, and he got a girlfriend and I had a boyfriend, so we stopped talking. Deep down, I still wanted him, but didn't say anything, so when he started messaging me again, I was so excited. I shortly found out him and his girlfriend were no more, and it just made me realize how much I really missed him. Time went on, and it got to a point where he wanted to see me. I was nervous because we had never met before. The relationship we had was long distance, and it caught me off guard when he asked me to meet up. I wasn't too sure, but after him asking and me feeling so bad for what I had done to him in the past and how we ended things, I felt as if I owed it to him. He ended up coming to my house, and it was amazing. It was as if I was catching up with a friend from elementary school. Things were going great until it started to get a little sexual. He made it clear that he was attracted to me but wasn't looking for a relationship, and I said the same thing, but deep down something else was bothering me. The night ended with a really intense makeout session and me feeling happy again. But remember how I said something was bothering me? Well, I hadn't exactly ended things with my high school sweetheart. I told my best friend about everything that happened, and she just made me feel like shit. And I soon realized it was pointless because she wasn't in my shoes, so I knew she wouldn't understand. I still haven't even told my high school lover about my old lover, but we barely talk now, and I guess it was just meant to be. Where the fuck buddy part comes in is when one night he came over and we were in his car and things got heated and we ended up having sex. It was my first time, and I had always imagined him being my first, but didn't think it would ever happen that quickly. Just recently we also went back to his place. We watched a movie and cuddled and talked, but that soon led to sex too. We've only had sex twice, but every time he comes it's been late at night and we talk quite often, but it always seems as if he's holding back on how he feels, and I don't want to say anything because the last time I did, I could tell he just wasn't in the mood to talk about it. Yes, we were both attracted to each other, but I'm not sure if it's ever going to be more than a fuck buddy type of relationship or friendship, or if it's going to lead to something more. There have been a couple of times where he said things such as my future wife, and maybe she'll be my mother-in-law, but I don't want to jinx anything, and I don't want to lose him again. But I just feel so confused, and I'm not sure what to do. I can't tell my mother because she doesn't know anything about him or the situation, and I'm hoping and praying that maybe you could give me some insight on everything. Much love, Nicole. Okay, you guys, so Nicole's having a dilemma. Basically, she did have a high school sweetheart that she was with for quite a while, and they kind of broke up. Unfortunately, they stopped speaking, which kind of sucks. But she was in a relationship prior to that with, basically, I would say, an internet far distant relationship. And I'm going to call it an internet far distant relationship because they never met up until recently. And basically, since they've been meeting up, it's been nothing but sex, sex, sex. Here's my thing. She wants to know if she's a fuck buddy or not. Well, if he's coming over late at night, sweetheart, and he's not trying to take you out to eat, take you on a date anywhere, then 9 times out of 10, he's just in it for some pussy. Excuse my French and excuse my language, but Men know what they want beforehand. They see a woman and they already have it in their mind at times of what the agenda is. And unfortunately, it just bees like that sometimes. And women can be the same way as well. We can get it in our mindset that, okay, I just want him for one thing and one thing only. I'm not really trying to get serious with him at all. Trust and believe, I've had an issue like that out here in Arizona when I first moved here. Yes, me. But I wasn't even into it for a relationship. You know, every once in a while, everybody needs to get their rocks off. Unfortunately, it's sad to say. Now I can honestly say and be happy to say that I do have someone that I've been with for quite a long time who is the father of my middle child. But we're not fuck buddies. We are engaged and I'm divorced and I'm happy with him. Now, as far as the coming over late at nights and just wanting to have sex with you and not really wanting to share a conversation with you and talk about things, to me, the only thing that's on his mind is actually what's between your legs. Diva, you're still young. You're 19 years old. You need to set the record straight with this dude and let him know exactly what's on your mind. Don't keep basically speculating what you think may be and it's really not. You need to let him know, this is how I feel. I feel like you're only over here for one thing and one thing only. Is this going to lead to anything more? If so, how's that going to play out? You want to go out. Nobody wants to stick in a house and be hidden behind closed doors and walls and windows and you just getting it on with him. Yeah, having sex is a great thing. It's a beautiful thing, a great experience. But if it's really not with somebody you care for, then it's really not worth it. And that's when it comes into play when it's about fuck buddies. Like I said, everybody wants to get their rocks off sometimes, but the sometimes keeps leading into more and more. Then that lets you know that he's only using you for one thing. Why haven't you guys met prior to that? You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden when he doesn't have a girlfriend, he wants to meet up with you. Is it because he couldn't get no coochie from someone else? So he decided, okay, I'm just going to play on your heartstrings, your violin, that little tiny violin that just is playing because he knows that you might be vulnerable. I wouldn't really discuss my past relationship with him because that's just going to make you more open for doors of vulnerability towards him, and it's going to just allow him to use you even more. And I'm not going to say he's a bad guy either because I really don't know him. However, just the outcome of just coming over late at night all the time and just wanting to hit it and then quit it and then leave doesn't look good to me at all. You're 19 years old. You need to just focus on school. Unfortunately, you do want to tell your high school sweetheart, why did you guys stop speaking to one another? If that's your true love, then why don't you try to mend the fences with him and get back together? And I say this because of the same situation that I'm in. We weren't high school sweethearts, but we were very, very young when we met. And all the time that I was with my husband, I still have feelings and I still love this man that I'm with. So basically, I found myself constantly thinking about him and still trying to be with my husband because I did love him as well. But I was kind of caught in a rock and a hard place at the same time. And I guess it made the situation for me a lot easier to get out because my husband was, from the door, from the gate, an alcoholic, and I tried to overlook that. And I guess basically I got out of a past relationship and got with my husband, which was the guy that I'm with now. I left him and then was with my husband. So, you know, it didn't really work out that great for me. Of course, I was in a relationship with my husband for 16 years, 17 years, 16 years. You know, and some of it was really, really great, and some of it was really, really horrible. And I can't say the same for my past relationship with my man now. You know, we had our downfalls, and that's the reason why we broke up. But I still care for him, and he still cared for me, and we still seen each other. So things like that, when you try to move on past a relationship for someone that you really, really care about, the prior relationship that you're in at that moment sometimes does not work out in your favor at all because you're still holding on to what you've had, and you've left on a sour note. And yeah, me and my ex, he's not my ex anymore, he's my man now, but we did kind of leave on a horrible sour note, and I will admit that, but at least we kind of mended things over the years to come, and it brought us back together. And sometimes the grass is always greener on the other side, but then sometimes that grass is dried out as fuck, okay? And when I say dried out as fuck, I mean like this. Your fuck buddy, whatever his name is, he's just a fuck buddy. He's someone that you had a relationship with that you never met up with until now. And I can't even call that a relationship. When you're in a relationship with somebody that you met over the internet, you guys don't meet physically, and shit, and you just talk on the phone or on the computer, that's not a relationship. And I wish that people would really realize that and see that you meet these people on the internet or on the computer or on the phone, and you guys don't meet up in person, and then you feel like, you know what, I'm in love with him, he's telling me this, he's telling me that, we in love, we in a relationship. You cannot be in a relationship with someone that you've never met before physically. Yeah, phone conversations are great. Anyone can tell you anything over the phone or the computer or what have you. That's all fine and dandy. But when it really comes down to when you guys are in person, that's when you get to see the person for really what they are and who they are. And unfortunately, you've been seeing this guy for what he really is, which is a dick attached to a body. And yeah, first time in a car, baby, I'm sorry, but I've never had sex in a car. Don't really look forward to having sex in a car neither. But as a first time experience, I would not let no nigga take it from me in no car. That just shows you right there, like, yeah, the situation got heated. You guys were really, really into it. You guys was making out, and then he got some from you in the car. To me, that just shows that he really has a lack of respect for you, and you ain't nothing but a booty call. Fuck buddy, booty call, whatever you want to call it. You don't give up your goodies to no guy in no outside public place. Even if you're in the car, you're still in the outside public place. Let some kind of privacy be in the mood when you guys are making out. But when it comes down to like that and guys just want to hit it any old type of way, that shows a lack of respect for the woman that they're getting it from. So unfortunately, Nicole, to me, in my opinion, I would consider it to be a fuck buddy. He's not bringing you nowhere. He's not introducing you to the family. He's just finally met you in person, and each time you guys cuddled, kissed, and had sex, and then you got it in the car, that was a no-no. And when you say first time, was it your first time with him or was it your first time in general? If it was your first time in general, then I'm really sorry of how that outcome came, because it was in a vehicle. Nobody wants their first time sex to be in anybody's car. But if it was the first time with just him, it still kind of fucked up because you let him get some in a vehicle. And with that, there's no respect for you at all. And sometimes men look at us in all types of shapes, forms, and ways. And they've always got, and sometimes, not always, but most of the time, they have a hidden agenda behind a woman when they know what they want from that particular woman. You can be beautiful to the stars and laid to the gods, like everybody says. But sometimes you are nothing but a booty call to a man. So, unfortunately, Nicole, my best bet was for you is to just get to the bottom of the point, get straight to the point with him and let him know, listen, I'm not really feeling the way you checking me out, dude. I'm not really feeling the way you treating me. You coming to my house, you trying to hit it and leave. You don't take me nowhere. You don't really speak to me like that unless it's whenever you feel like it. I'll get to the point and let him know, listen, I'm not no on a side chick. I'm not a side chick. I'm not no booty call. So if that's what you think this is all about, then I suggest that you don't call me no more and hit the road. If he comes back with any type of, basically, if he comes back and he's kind of like defensive, then you might be able to see like, okay, this nigga is really about just wanting some ass. If he's not, and he's more just like, I don't know what word to use, but if he's polite about it, or if he's just basically concerned about how you feel, then he may be worth it. But you really need to put your foot down and open your mouth and tell him what's on your mind. But if you're really not into him like that and you still got feelings for your past, then what you need to do is you need to talk to him and you need to let him know how you feel. Hopefully you guys can work it out. So on that note, Diva and Divas, I'm so sorry that this one was only a oneer because it was kind of long and I want to do another one, but I will get 2 out for you guys next week. I super duper promise. And as always, make sure that you leave Nicole your thoughts and opinions down below if you've ever had this situation. Have you ever been anybody's fuck buddy or what have you? I'm pretty sure that we all have, or it's all happened to us at some point in our lives. There are probably going to be those goody good two shoes out there watching this that are going to say, girl, I wouldn't do that. But don't front. You guys, don't front. Don't act like you wasn't nobody's fuck buddy or you didn't get used for some pussy at one time in your life. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're giving it up. So on that note, stay diva and divalicious. All the information from my website will be posted for you guys below. As well as that is make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe and share this video. And as always, I'll see you guys on my next video.
This is for my babies.